How is everyone? Happy day of gratitude coming up tomorrow. Ready to have this conversation today and several others as well. I have a hard stop today in 3 hours. So, yeah. Hey, dad jokes. Alaikum salam, Nahid. Good morning, Jay Nice. Good morning, the brothers. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, Ronnie, Slim Shady, Conchita, Jamie. It's going really fast now. Hey, David. Hey, Amal. What's up, sis? Hey, Sandy. Good morning, Cam. Good morning, Jess. Good to see you. It went very fast again. So, hey, Grammy. I am trying diligently to catch all the names, but it's going, yeah. Yeah. So I always call it, so Ronnie, for me, it's a day of gratitude. Yes, sis. Yes, yes. Yeah, sure. Hey, good morning, Ella. Thank you very much. Uh, yeah, I do 100%. Hey, good morning, Witch. Appreciate you, Sandy. I did get your text and I do have an idea. I'll try to get back with you later on today about it and kind of see what we can do. Appreciate you guys. So good morning, Blue Honey Pot, Renee. If you are joining me on the Book of Faces, the Tube of You, or the Stack of the Sub, please make sure that you say hello because that is the only way that I know that you're in here so I can greet you. As you can hear, kiddos are out of school today, right? So, yeah, there's that. Here, babe. And I've got a lot going on as the rest of you all do, I'm sure. Good morning, Farah. Is Lisa in here? Good morning, Brandy. I'm not sure if Lisa is in here yet or not. Good morning, Cheryl. How are you? Yes. Yes, my jive turkeys, Blue Honey Pot. My jive turkeys. That's for sure. Um, Thank you, Carol. Appreciate that. She's not here yet. Okay, Cam, no worries. So listen, I want to talk about a couple of different things. And of course, thanks, Bobby. Hey, Rachel. I do want to talk about this because I'm one of those people that I just think that we've got to be accurate about history. I think that we have a responsibility to tell the truth, to use platforms responsibly, to make sure that we give honor where honor is due, which is why yesterday we talked about Mother Viola Fletcher, who was one of the last known survivors of the Tulsa Race Massacre. And good morning, Sunflower Fish. And we listened to her testimony and all of that. And so today we are going to talk about the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe. We are going to talk about what actually happened around Thanksgiving and the fact that there was more than one Thanksgiving, right? It wasn't ever intended to become a holiday, but we're going to talk about, what it was and why they had them. But we're also going to talk about what it cost the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe. Okay, Amal, to do that. And so, oh, was she awesome, Bobby? Yeah. So, I've shared a couple of different things. I talk about this every year. I usually put out a post across my platforms with links to different information so that people can read up on it themselves and kind of figure out and discover from them. Thanks, Mel Gray. And right. Right, the Nakba in Palestine, right, right, in Palestine, 100%. And so, so we're going to talk about these things. I also feel like someone reached out to me yesterday because they are having a really difficult time balancing their life that they have here in the United States of America while witnessing people that we have come to know and care about and love in Palestine, in Gaza. And their situations. And I want to talk about that and how that might, good morning, Kayla, and how that might be showing up for you. And maybe provide a little bit of balance for folks. If you are empathetic, if you are compassionate, if you are really driven to want to help as many people as you possibly can, as many of you guys in this community are. It may be difficult for you to see the people that we love really hurting, right? With the rains and the flooding that's happening in Gaza and their situations, it might really be taking its toll on you. And so I do want to talk about that today a little bit, and talk about how we can balance those things. Thank you, Carla. Appreciate that. Good morning, Sea of Emeralds. Lisa, got your package yesterday. Fan-fucking-tastic. Really do appreciate it. Hey, Jen the Vet. Good to see you as well. What's up, Beach Bum Wannabe? And so really grateful. Really grateful, Lisa. Appreciate you. And so does Titan, by the way. He's already been on the little hot cat pat. Love you, mean it. So I hope that makes sense. And let me just say this. I believe in being transparent, right? So I have also struggled a little bit and preparing for the meal tomorrow, and even Christmas coming up. Hey, Mary Shaw, appreciate you sharing. I have thought about like what is appropriate. Thanks, Witch, appreciate that. And really struggled a little bit with like, what do we do or what do we not do, knowing the situations that's happening, all around the world. And so I really do. Yep, Carol. And that's the thing that I said to one of our other Danikins today, is that understanding that all of us in this community are doing what we can in our ones and our twos and our circles, right? In our circle one and in our circle two. And so you have to begin to ask yourself if you are putting more on you than is yours to do. And then you might want to ask yourself why, right? And he said he hopes I clip it. Which part? Because which I don't even remember which part. Appreciate you guys for the gifts. Good morning, MG Brock. But oh, awesome, Carla. So I do want to talk about all of those different things as well. Hey, Judy, good to see you as well. So good morning, Mom. All right. So I can, and appreciate you guys for smashing goals. I am going to say this, and I want you to hear my heart when I say this. Okay, people? Literally yesterday, I had people that we know and that we love that specifically reached out directly to me about help and about their particular plights and their situations. And then I had other people that reached out to me on behalf of other people, right? One here in the US and everybody else living between the river and the sea. And it is challenging. It is challenging. It is challenging, folks. So for me, this is when I really lean into the work that I've done, and the things that I know, right? And then I make sure, because none of it is about me. None of it is about me. So there's no woe is me, whatever about how I'm feeling. Oh, I know, Witch. Oh, I know. And I have an idea. So we have a couple of things that we're going to do for some folks, one of the people in our community specifically. But we'll talk about that here in a second. I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, so just bear with me for a moment. Bear with me. So, Jay's Will, why would you say that? Why would you say, please stop celebrating Thanksgiving? Because there are Indigenous people who celebrate, but in a different way. And so I think this is the thing that we have to talk about. Okay. Appreciate you, Lita. So let me just say this, folks. When people say that they are celebrating Thanksgiving, right? I think this is I think this is important. okay, is an understanding of what people are or they aren't celebrating and what it means to different people and in different cultures. And so rather than, okay, Jays will, you're, let me just go ahead and invite you to come up because um, it's very interesting to see you say what you're saying. Oh, I sent you an invitation to join. Good morning, folks. Give me just a second. Well, I'm confused, Jay. You're telling people what to do, and so I want to have a conversation with you about it, but you're not joining. I'm confused about that. So, like, this isn't helpful, right? If you want people to understand your perspective, then you have to be willing to have a conversation. Yeah. So, Jay, what you're indicating to me is that you're not actually here to have a productive conversation at all. That's what you're indicating to me. And that you really just want to argue with people, which is not what we do in this space. So, we don't argue in this space and make assumptions about people because that tends to not be productive. Right. So if you want to have a conversation, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to have a respectful conversation with you about Thanksgiving and about what I think about it and all of that. If you're willing to join the panel, because you just right now, you just really, you look silly. You look very, very silly. So again, do you want to join the panel or not, Jay? Like, you just sound ridiculous right now. And you look that way as well. Like, what is it do you think you're accomplishing at all? Yeah, no, John, he has no desire to come up. Hey, Tim, good morning. Yes, lots of that. Appreciate it, Cheryl. Thanks, Glitzy Girl. Yeah, y'all are really funny. No, dad jokes, definitely not. Good morning, Nico. Good morning, Veronica. Oh, come on, Mr. Nice Guy. Join the panel. If you think that people are surprised to learn that I'm a disabled veteran, you would be incorrect. Like, woo wee, people must have really been mad at me. Yeah. Like, okay. Good morning, Nance. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, they always are. Appreciate you, Sandy, for the train. I'm just not doing fuckery today. We have important things to talk about today. Nico, I have no idea. Carla, I don't know. I don't know, my dear. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. What I can tell you, though, is that Mr. Nice Guy is not here anymore. Yeah, well, Mr. Nice Guy got put on the train, which you don't have to worry about Mr. Nice Guy. He's not even in the room anymore. He's blocked. He didn't have to get on Sandy's train. I just kicked his ass right on out. That's the way we're doing things here this morning. Yep, I sent him right on a trip. Big Daddy D, 100%. Yeah. And if Jay decides he wants to have a conversation, then we will do that. Right. Other than that, Jay can just sit in the comments and sound silly, right? And uninformed. All right. So folks, listen. So one of the things that I want to talk about today is yes, baby. Sure. I do want to talk about Thanksgiving and what it means to some people, what it doesn't mean to some people, but the actual history of it. So, like for me, there are many, many people that I know that get together on this day because they are off work. They cook meals and eat together on this day because they are off work. They watch football on this day because they are off work. And they are grateful to be off work and to spend time with their family and have food. Those people are not celebrating and not focused on the actual day that became a holiday and how it was utilized and how it came to be in this country. And so, what I don't think is productive is to tell people stop celebrating Thanksgiving because you don't know what people are celebrating, right? It's the same way that I wouldn't tell people stop celebrating Christmas or stop celebrating the 4th of July. I'll give you an example. If somebody were to tell you stop celebrating Christmas because Jesus wasn't really born in December, or because Christmas was actually a pagan holiday, right? There's all these different things, and it's just not productive to tell people, I'm just saying he wasn't. It's not productive to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. I think what is really important is to know the history of a thing, to know the fact of a thing, and then choose what you're going to do with that information, right? And so for me, I think it's more beneficial to share with people about what it is. I'm going to just tell you this. In the United States of America, Christmas is not about Jesus. Christmas is about capitalism in this country. People are more focused on gift giving than anything else when it comes to Christmas. So if we're just being very clear about that, for the majority of the country, it is not utilized in any way, shape, or form to share anything about the life of Jesus Christ. People put up their manger scenes and whatever, and then trample over each other to get to whatever biggest deal there is at the store. Like, do y'all not remember people outside of Walmart literally trampling each other to get to the TVs and the things that are on sale for Christmas, right? And so it's really important for people to just, get real with who you are and what you, and if your professed values are evident in your life, right? Because for many people, they are not. So anyway, when we talk about Thanksgivings are something that happened many times throughout the history of this country. And the Thanksgivings were always following the mass unaliving of Indigenous Americans, Native Americans. That's what they were celebrating. They were celebrating the unaliving of Indigenous peoples, right? They were giving thanks because they were, no, Donna, that wasn't me. Right, DJ. DJ said while Israel was trampling all over the West Bank, which would have been where the manger was, that part. What was I saying before that comment? Hold on. So that was what Thanksgivings were always about. But this specific day that people talk about in 1620, right, Dana? I don't, Zulu King, I don't know that I agree with that. I don't agree that holidays create goodwill. I don't think that holidays create goodwill. I think that, Sandy, I see you. I think that holidays give people a moment, a time in which to virtue signal, right? This is the time where people who don't take care of unhoused people, decide all of a sudden they want to feed them at the soup kitchen, right? This is the time where people will say, oh, look, our church is doing this for these children in this family, right? We're doing this for these children in our community. But meanwhile, throughout the entire year, they vote for people in Congress and people in their state legislature that create policy that actually doesn't help those people be fed and be taken care of, you know? And I think that that's the part that's really important. I think for many people, the holidays is a time that makes them feel better about themselves for what they don't do the rest of the year, the legislation that they don't support, the people that are making that legislation that they don't put forward. And it's just enough for them to kind of feel a little bit better about themselves or forgive, or just, kind of virtue signal. That's what I think a lot of people use the holidays for, and so it's not just a YT cycle, invisible string. Let me just say that I would attribute first and foremost to a classism thing. Right. I don't think that is a racial thing. I know rich people of all shapes, sizes, and shades that use the holidays as a time to make themselves feel better about what they don't do for people that have less than them. I just do. Right. And now, does classism inevitably have intersectionality with race and things like that? Of course it does, right? Of course it does. But I think it is a class issue first and foremost. And then those intersections just happen to be part of the mix at different times. You know what I mean? So when we talk about the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe in Massachusetts, they're in the Cape Cod area. So I don't know how many of you all know that the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe has been traced back at least 10,000 years. There are many who believe they have been there. Appreciate you, Sandy, longer than that, but they've been traced back about 10,000 years. And Cape Cod, as you know, is an expensive place to live. And so it's very difficult for them. They, like many indigenous Americans in this country, live on a fraction of the land that was originally theirs, right? We are a country that has violated our treaty agreements with Native Americans. Appreciate you, Michael. Good Lord. Sometimes I read comments and I wish I hadn't, because I automatically feel like my IQ dropped like a couple of points because I couldn't make sense of it if I wanted to. It's just like, what in the absolute hell were you trying to say? Like what? What? Right, Nini. Right. Yeah, it's them blinders we need. 100%. Good morning, Michael DeBose. How are you, friend?
What's going on, young lady?
A little bit of everything, trying to talk about some accurate history today, like we did yesterday. I wish you'd been in the live yesterday. We talked about Mother Viola Fletcher and the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921.
I was listening.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, you had the panel was full, so I was like, I just listened.
Oh, you must have came in the last hour.
Yeah, I think that was, but yeah, it was full. I sent you something. After you and the kids.
I appreciate it. Yes.
How's Raj? Because that's what I came up for. I thought there was flooding. Yes.
Yes.
Was he in that?
Oh yeah. 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 So we got enough together for him to get a tent, but literally everything that it was really pretty. They had put together all of these things and gotten it all cleaned up, and literally more flooding came in, and he's shoveling water again out. It ruined a bunch of stuff again. And so things are rough. But he does have, we did get enough raised for a tent. But I put a note in Discord yesterday because his spirits are very low, like very low. And so I told everybody, even if you can't assist monetarily, to drop a positive note by, just because it's been rough. So I know that. And then there's another family that has young babies, and they don't have anything. They don't have a tent. They don't have blankets. They don't have anything. Yeah. So, but yeah. So
I'll send you something this afternoon for that.
Okay.
Can you facilitate that for me?
I can facilitate it. I got it. I can facilitate it for you. I'll send you some things that were sent to me so you can see the okay. Yeah. But I appreciate you. Yeah, my the thing about Raja is he will do he'll be okay, like a foot or more of water. 100% DJ, a foot or more of water. So yeah. He was really down yesterday, and so we talked for quite a bit. I needed to get those spirits up a little bit because yesterday was rough. When folks that I always see hold on to their faith and hope start to talk a little bit about feeling hopeless or believing that they are going to unalive in these conditions, it was really rough. Yeah, Raja. If you can imagine Raja saying, I'm hopeless and we're going to unalive in these conditions, that's the place where he was in.
Say less.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get these I'm about to go hand this food out, and
yep.
I'm gonna get on that.
Okay. Yep. And I'll send you some photos when I'm done. Yeah. So we talked. I'll just share a little bit. We talked again after that, and I'm not somebody that can say to you, hold on to your hope, because it's not me. You know what I mean? It's not me. So I can't say that. I have no idea what it must be like at this stage. You know what I mean? Because this is what you've known your whole life, but especially the last 2 years. And so then he really came back and just was like, he appreciates our work. And he says, despite their outward appearances, they do suffer in lots of ways. Very concerned about the family and the ability to protect and provide for them, because as you're the kind of man like they are, right? So it all falls on their shoulders. And so there's this definite feeling of helplessness, because there's no way to earn a living. There's no commerce. There's no job to go do. You know what I mean? It's all been destroyed. And so the only way to provide is to rely on people's kindness. And so he just said, my family is also with me in the same place. I'm responsible for all of them. It's all on my shoulder. And then this is the quote. So I'm tired and hopeless about our lives. And that broke my heart. And so by the end of it, he was feeling a little bit better, but just to even hear him be in that place was very difficult. So yes, baby. Well, she doesn't always have to play the game you want to play when you want to play it. Okay. But she'll play with you in a little bit. And so will I when I'm done working. Okay, babe? Okay. Yeah. But anyway, So yeah, Mike, the boss. I will. I'll send you some pictures. And he isn't. Let me just be clear, y'all. He's not the only one. Muhammad OS, babies due any minute. Many of them are suffering with the floods. Floods can be sometimes, if you've ever been around people without housing, without homes, the rain can be so much worse than cold, because when you're wet, everything is a problem. Your skin health, your ability to do anything, right? And then it's also winter time. So the water is causing a big issue. But anyway, appreciate you asking. Yeah, Kat, I would do that. Yeah, it can take the whole tent off. That's right, the brothers. And then no food. Yes. Yep. So, but I'll message you, the boss, when we get done from here.
You can tell me that.
No, I don't need to. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the layout, and I'll leave you up here for the algorithm's sake, and we'll just go from there for now. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, y'all know we always do our friends the last hour or so. Hey, Renee, and we'll do that again today. You know that I'm on an hour early today, a little bit, because I'm going to end a little bit earlier than usual, because today is my VA day. But anyway, okay. So when we talk about this day, when we look back in 1620, you just recharged. Appreciate you, Carla. When we think about this day, so the situation that the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe was in is that their tribe was in a very precarious situation at this time. The English had been coming at least like once a year to the Cape Cod area, to New England area. And they were bringing with them diseases that they weren't used to. What's the VA? It's the Veterans Administration. So I'm a veteran, the brothers. And so I have an appointment on Wednesdays with the VA. Yeah. And it's at 1 o'clock my time. Yeah. So they're in the Cape Cod area. And so when you had the English coming here about once a year, the tribes were being exposed, like they were trading, right? Their furs and things like that. But with that trade also came diseases that Native Americans did not have. Yeah, Mama Dukes, I did. And so what you found is that the tribe was in a very precarious situation at that time. So what had happened by then is there was there's another tribe. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell you the name of it. Oh, wait. I'm on the wrong page. That's why I couldn't find what I was looking for. Okay. So the second tribe that I want to talk to you about is the Narragansett, Narrag, Narrag onset, Ansett. I don't know, Glitzy Girl, that they were intentionally spreading it. I think with the people coming here, they just brought those diseases with them. After traveling across the seas and across the oceans, they would arrive here, many of them sick. And so it came with disease and things like that our indigenous Americans were not used to. Good morning, Maggie. And so the Wampanoag people were the natives, right? And yeah, but Zulu King, I think it's important to not just say they were dirty, right? And the reason I think it's important not to just say that is dirty doesn't necessarily account for Narragansett. Thank you, Kat. Narragansett. Thank you. And so in different countries, there are different diseases, there are different cultures, there are different ways of being. and so what you have is diseases from other lands and other cultures and other people that were not native to this country. It's just like right now, if you were to leave and go to other countries, they have diseases that we don't have here, and vice versa, right? And so at this point in time, when they were arriving here, there had been unidentified European epidemic disease that had devastated and wiped out about half of the Wampanoag population at the time. So right. But just like the Narragansett, just like those folks, right? They were a competing tribe from the Wampanoags. And good morning, Fire Rider. And with that, there was a rivalry between these two tribes. And so the Narragansett were making the Wampanoag tribe at that time pay an annual tax of like corn and shell beads and furs, or to surrender valuable land. Good morning, Iris. And so that's what was happening. And so at the time that the Mayflower arrived, right, the Wampanoag tribe was in crisis. Good morning, Jen. They were in crisis. They were paying this tax, and they were paying it to the Narragansett tribe because they had half the population that they used to have, and they didn't have the means or the ability to defend themselves, right? So when the English arrived on the Mayflower, there was a right. So I want us to make sure that we separate. We know that later on, the English intentionally spread their diseases. We know that they intentionally spread smallpox. We know that they intentionally did those types of things. We know. But right now, what we're talking about, and this is why it's so important to just focus on this particular piece, because what you don't want, you just want it to be accurate. We know they did it intentionally later, right? But right now, they weren't doing it intentionally. Okay? There was unidentified European epidemic diseases that had devastated the Wampanoag tribe, period. Okay. So this put the Wampanoag tribe at a very precarious situation, right? So their leader or their chief, Massasoit, Massasoit, he had a choice to make at that time. It was, do we seek the help of the strangers that arrived on the Mayflower against the Narragansetts, right? Or do we not? It doesn't name the diseases, Nini. They were, it literally says they were unidentified European Massasoit. Thank you, Frida. Massasoit. I don't know what I said. Massasoit. I thought that's what I said, but maybe I didn't. But the choice was at this point is, do we take help from these folks against this tribe and this tax that we're paying annually and the land that it is costing us, right? I did. Thanks, Sin. Or do we continue to stay in the situation that we're in? Now, let me just tell you, the Wampanoags wanted, that's how you heard me say it. Love that. I think so. Fire Rider, here's the thing. I don't know that it would have been smallpox, because I think if it was smallpox, we would say that. Because like we know it was smallpox later, but it specifically says that this was an unidentified European epidemic disease. And so I think that part's important, is again to just know if we knew it, because we know that smallpox was intentionally spread later, right? But it's saying that this is an unidentified disease. And I don't really know that what it was matters, right? Give me a second. Um, so the from what I'm looking at, hold on. I love it when I find like something that's, this is from the National Library of Medicine. Oh, Zulu King, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me be clear. AIDS is not a gay disease. Don't do that. Don't perpetuate that as a stereotype. Please don't do that. AIDS is not, number one, it's not a gay disease. That would be the first thing that I would have to say. The second thing that I would say is no. That is a very homophobic thing to say and not okay in this space. Folks, the people that are spreading HIV right now, more than anybody else, are heterosexual people. Okay, let me just take a moment to level set with everybody. Okay. Oh, what's up, Lily? Let me say this really important, really, geez, holy shit. Okay, listen, I don't do any of the obias or the isms in this space. So what do I mean by that? I don't do racism. I don't do sexism. I don't do classism. I don't do ableism. I don't do ageism, right? I don't do any of the isms. I don't do phobia. I don't do homophobia. I don't do transphobia. I don't do Islamophobia. I don't do any of the obias in here either. I want to be very clear about that. And if you do not know, or misinformation, right, Rachel? So listen, folks, if you are not clear about HIV and AIDS and what type of disease that it is and all of that, I would need you to go back and read up on it, because it is not, and I'm going to say this again, AIDS is not a quote unquote gay disease. And I'm going to say this one more time. It specifically says it is an unidentified European epidemic disease that had devastated and wiped out half of this population. Why grown people are in the chat trying to make up some shit? Like y'all have guessed everything under the sun when the text clearly says we don't fucking know. Why do you have to make some shit up? Just accept the fact that we don't fucking know what it was. And you don't know. It's wild to me that there are grown people trying to make up something you literally don't know. Y'all be mad talking about the kids today, and I'm looking at some of y'all that gave birth to kids today, and I'm going, I see where the problem originated from. Absolutely wild to me. No, this is not the smallpox blankets, y'all. We are talking 100 years before smallpox blankets. No, I am not Wampanoag. Truth seeker, tell me how many people it is. Tell me how many people, because you said that many people. How many people? Could you tell me the population of the Wampanoag people at that time, specifically in Cape Cod? Tell me the number of people, because I sure as fuck didn't say a number. Right, of what? Half of what? Half of what? It could be half of 100. It could be half of 1,000. It could be half of 10. I said half the population of that tribe. Do you know the population of the tribe? Good Lord. No, exactly. So when you say that many people with exclamation points, you don't know how many people. So when you say truth seeker, stop making up shit. Because if you were seeking the truth, you'd stop making up shit. So anyway, here was the choice that was facing the Wampanoags, right? Do they accept the help of the English when they already know the English are treacherous, right? So listen, European sailing ships had been visiting the Wampanoag coast periodically since 1524. I don't know what you mean, Kevin. And at least once a year since 1602. Sometimes the Wampanoags traded their fur and food for the strangers' goods. The Wampanoags particularly wanted European metal knives, hatchets, swords, arrowheads, and pew-pews, right? Native Americans at that time did not make their own metal tools, right? So even though they wanted these things, there was a great cost because oftentimes the explorers that would come to their coast would take them captive, right? Sometimes they took them captive to train them as interpreters and guides, right? Other times it was to sell them and enslave them and sell them, right? And it's crazy because two of them actually managed to return home after years in London with knowledge of the English language and English society. One of them, whose name is Squanto, would become the interpreter between the Wampanoags and the Pilgrims. So the chief of the Wampanoags decided to ally with Plymouth, not because it wasn't just because they were friendly or whatever, right? It was rather because they wanted the weapons that came with the English, and they wanted the English to help them fight off the opposing tribe, the Narragansetts, right? So many of the Wampanoags, though, didn't want to do this. Many of them believed it was going to be a mistake. I'm saying Wampanoags. Grateful. Okay, grateful. Do you know what I'm talking about? Hey, V. Laurent. Yeah, I got it, Brandy. Thank you, though.
Go to a website you love.
Okay,
With
listen.
Wix.
I know, Nene. It needs to be right now.
For your words.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this Native American people. They were a loose confederation of several tribes in the 17th century, but today they encompass 5 officially recognized tribes. How do you go about pronouncing the name of these people? Wampanoag, 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 the Wampanoags. Did you get it? Let me know in the comments.
I mean, grateful. Okay, I hear that you're from there. Good gosh. So, good morning, Thomas. Back to what I was saying. Okay? Back to what I was saying. It's just the craziest thing ever. Y'all are on one today. Salami money. All right. So, where the hell is the thing I was reading? Because y'all done got me all the way. Hold on, y'all. Y'all done irritated my damn soul so much that I think I even clicked off my own document. I literally think I clicked off my own document. That's how much y'all irritated my soul. Like, oh, hold on. I will find it. Okay, this is where I am. Yep, I got it, Sandy. Appreciate you. Can I just tell y'all something? This is what's wrong with people. This is what's wrong with society as a whole. Rather than just listening, right? And focusing on what's actually important, right? People want to argue and interject. Like, this is literally what's wrong. But no, I refuse to cut off comments. You want to know why? A, because y'all are grown ass people, right? 2, there might be something legitimate in the comments that everyone could benefit from. Call me crazy, but I just really expect for adults to behave like adults. Jeez, oh, Pete. So, here we go. All right. All right, so here's the part. I don't have a question, Grateful. I don't have a question. See, that's why there's no prompt up here. It's because I'm not asking any questions. So this was the deal, right? What we know is that 2 of the folks that had been taken captive and had been taken to London managed to come back. They became the interpreters between the Wampanoags and the European settlers, right? The colonizers, right? Yeah, A-Money. This is it. So they began to, this is what the deal was. Okay, we need their weapons, we need their soldiers, we need to stand up against the competing tribe, period. And they knew that this was going to be dangerous. There were people within the tribe that said this is a mistake. There were people within the tribe that said, nope, we should just get rid of them European settlers. We should wipe out their entire colony before they become a greater threat than the Narragansetts. Which, looking back now, they might have been onto something. For that faction, for those people within the tribe that said, you know what? Let's just unalive this little Plymouth colony right here because I think they will be a greater threat than the Narragansetts. All right. But the chief said, nope, I think that this is going to be the best thing. And in the short term, it did pay off for him. Listen, appreciate you guys. In the short term, it did pay off for him because they did regain their independence and they did become rich with English goods. They did back then, right? But in the long term, they lost nearly everything. The survival of Plymouth, with the help of the Wampanoags, right, led to the creation of neighboring colonies. Got you, Sandy. Appreciate you. Give me a second, folks. And those neighboring colonies were Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire. By the 1660s, the colonists outnumbered Native Americans in New England. So it's pretty quick. Once the English had the advantage, they turned on the Wampanoag allies. They seized their land and forced them into servitude. Consequently, in 1675 to 1676, the Wampanoags, the Narragansetts, and several other Native American tribes allied against the English under the leadership of Massasoit's son. Come on, guys. Right, Stacy, that tracks. So they lost this war terribly, and with it, control of their own homeland. The Wampanoags and the Narragansetts survive in southern New England to this day, but on tiny portions of their former territory, which is, of course, under the rule of the United States. For them, loss and subjugation are the legacy of the first Thanksgiving. It is really important for people to understand, and I need to pull up this quote for you real quick. Whoops, hold on a second. Whoop. I'm not interested. Thank you very much. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, so I want to fast forward because it didn't become a holiday until 200 years later, right? That's such an odd question, Zulu King. That's just a very odd question. Do they have a casino as part of their reparations? That's an odd question. And I guess the thing that I would be interested in is the relevance to that question and to Thanksgiving and the accuracy of the history. Can you share with me what the correlation is. I would be interested in knowing that. Yes, 100%. Yes, they will. It will be in there. Morning, DJ. Most Indians have them in America. Why do you think that? And I guess I'm curious as to what that. Right, I heard you that they have them in Louisiana. I mean, but I guess what I'm asking for is what's the relevance to whether or not they have a casino as part of their reparations or not? And the reason why I'm asking this is because casinos aren't actually part of reparations. What makes you think their offspring has higher education and free healthcare? No, Chad, I don't think so. I think he really believes these things. Let me just be clear. Native American casinos is not part of reparations. They can have them, but it's not part of reparations. I don't know what you're told. I don't know what you're told, but I'm asking, have you actually looked them up? Have you asked? Yes, baby. Yeah, you have construction paper. Is it in your closet? You know, when I hear people say that, and specifically it was the use of the word reparations, right? Whenever I hear someone ask about casinos and Native Americans and you use the word reparations, will you ask Dominic to see if he can reach it in the top of your closet? Because that's what you want, right? Yeah. Typically speaking, when I hear people say that, there's some sort of connection or relation to Native Americans and reparations versus African Americans and reparations. Typically, that is the core of that question. Typically, that's the foundation of that question. Is there some sort of correlation or comparison to the two? And so that's why I'm asking you, what was part of the, where does that question come from? Listen, y'all, don't argue with Grateful. Don't argue with Grateful. If Grateful doesn't like my tone, Grateful can put their finger on the screen and just swoop the fuck right on out. That's what Grateful can do. I'm not worried about anybody trying to tone police me. If Grateful is a grown-ass adult that can't handle my tone or the level of volume that I use, then grateful can just leave. Right? I don't do tone policing here. At all. But the question that I want to know specifically is, oh, thanks, Lynette. I appreciate that. Oh, I would love that, Natalie. Do you want to facilitate it for me and make it happen? I would love that. I would love that. That would be super helpful. Yeah, I mean, I think people are doing it on purpose, right? Yes. I don't care. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Zulu King, my question to you is, yeah, the existence of the casino being on a portion of their land does not make them part of reparations. Did you know that most land on reservations today are owned by non-Indians? And that was the case 20 years ago. See, what this is just, I don't know what word I'm trying to ask where it comes from, right? Like, it never once entered my mind to question whether or not the Wampanoag tribe had a casino on their land. Yeah, the tribes in New England have very, very, very little land left, and it's very expensive for them. I don't know that people realize, that you have tribes today like the Dani who some of their reparations don't even. I mean, some of their reservations don't even have clean drinking water, like running clean drinking water. The conditions on many Native American reservations are wild. And I don't think that people understand that operating a casino is not the same thing as owning the casino or whatever, because the Indian affairs are regulated. Like, we have a whole Bureau of Indian Affairs in our federal government, and they have local, state, and federal entities that regulate what happens in tribal spaces and on tribal land. 100% indivisible. I agree with you. Good morning, Revolution. I mean, when you say, okay, so I just saw something about the Georgia election interference case and it went away before I could read it. Like, owning and operating a casino isn't the same as reparations, where reparations are free. You know what I'm saying? They're not the same thing.
The Georgia election prosecutor dropped the case against Trump. I think that's what you saw.
Okay, thanks. That's alarming, but whatever. I'm not going to fret about something that is definitely in my third damn circle. So, folks, I don't mean to sound however it is that I might sound to some people. Okay. Let me say this. The reality. So, okay. So this is just my humble opinion. If you followed me for a while, you've heard me say this before. Okay. I personally do not believe that the United States of America will ever become as great as it can be until we do right by, first, Native Americans, second, African Americans. That is my personal belief. I do not believe that you can birth something out of theft, robbery, G-side, ethnic cleansing, grape, schmurder. I don't believe that you can birth something out of that, right? It's bad soil and bad seed. And so when you grow weeds and plants and thorns and all of that, then that's what you get. Renee, I don't know what you mean by made right. I don't know what you mean by made right. I don't think that. So this is my thing. When I say do right by them, doing right by them doesn't mean you can ever make it right. But doing right by a person isn't the same thing as making it right. Right? Because we're not trying to make up for. There is no way to make up for the way that this country was created. There's no way to make up for the way that this world was created. There is no way to do that, just so everyone is clear. And that doesn't mean that we don't do everything in our power to create an equitable system that works for everyone to the greatest degree possible. You know that saying that says your apology needs to be as loud as your criticism? Appreciate you, Natalie, right? You've heard that saying, your apology needs to be as loud as your criticism, okay? So that's what I would say to this government. That is what I would say to our country. I would say that our effort at reconciliation should be as loud as all of the atrocities that we committed as a country, right? As hey, Jeff Kennedy, as intentional as this country was about creating legislation that elevated and gave advantage to particular groups of people, needs to be as intentional and focused as we are in leveling the playing field, right? That's what I mean. And so being able to say, okay, so what does restoration look like? And how is it, and how can it be achieved? Because I think that is at the core of where we are as a country and as a world. Like, that's what it comes down to, right? I shared this. Yeah, it is a very complicated question. And just because something is complicated doesn't mean we shouldn't give it our best effort. Because here's my thing. I think that if we gave it our best effort, no matter what we achieved, it would be better than where we are. Right? No matter how short we felt, it would be better than doing nothing. Right? So when I look at one of the reasons why I talk about what happened in history with our Native Americans let me ask you this. How many of you all know that they are attempting to put a damn track or road through the Grand Canyon? How many of you all know that? And that there are Native Americans fighting it? Yes way. Yes way. Yeah, you're welcome, coolest mom ever. Someone, and if you learned it from me, don't say it. If you learned this from me, don't say it. What did I say? I said that they are trying to put a like a road or a railway through the Grand Canyon, and it's Native Americans that are the people that are fighting it, that are leading the fight against it. Good morning, happy girl. So if you learned it from me, don't answer. But if you didn't learn it from me, I would like for you to tell me the real name of Mount Rushmore. What's the real name of Mount Rushmore? Somebody tell me. If you learned it from me, you don't get to say it. But what's the real name for Mount Rushmore? Yeah, it's in the Black Hills. The real name of Mount Rushmore. It's the seven grandfathers. It's the seven grandfathers. Did I say six grandfathers? Yes. I don't know why I said seven. But that's the original name. Yeah, I don't know why I said seven. I was reading. That's the name. And yeah, right. I don't know why I said seven. But it's six grandfathers. And yeah, 6, 7. It's 6, right? And that's probably why I said 7. And and I just want you to think about the caucasity that it takes for this country to take 6 grandfathers and put the faces of white men on it. Hello, 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 Raja. I just want you to can you just imagine the level of insult, the level of just downright right. So how many of you all, appreciate you, Cindy, how many of you all have no, listen, the Crazy Horse Memorial, Mount Rushmore doesn't have shit on the Crazy Horse Memorial. The Crazy Horse Memorial, let me just tell you something. The Crazy Horse Memorial, Mount Rushmore can fit on the side of his face. That's how big the Crazy Horse Memorial is. Mount Rushmore can fit on the side of his face. How do I know? Because I've seen them both in person. I saw them both in person. I saw them both in person. Right. I know it's not owned by natives. I know the nonprofit that's doing it. And I know that the architect of the memorial was the assistant who worked briefly under the guy that did Mount Rushmore. Back at you, Raja. So, okay, so I'll share you guys a brief story, and if you've heard me tell it before, then just bear with me. Oh, you know what? I've got something. Buenos dias, Mr. Barrios. Before I do this, DeBoss, can you just give a mod announcement real quick while I run and grab something?
Do that. I can do that. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sure, your kids are home from school this week. Tap the screen, share the live. Tap the screen, share the live. Let's get Dani's likes up over 200,000 within the next 10 minutes. That would serve us well this morning. Make sure that we're sharing the screen and helping Dani reach her gift goals. And also, good morning, Nene. And if you have a little, anybody that has a little extra to give on the holidays, I don't care if it's $1 or it doesn't matter. We want to help the people that need it more than we do. And sometimes if you only have $1 and you get 50 cents, that's the way to know whether your heart's pure on your activities or you've been saving it for a rainy day. When other people are experiencing a rainy day right now. So again, tap the screen, share the live. That's just me. Do what we can when we can. But we can always pray for people and we can always lift people's spirits up by supporting them any chance we can get. So tap the screen, share the live. And I want to tell you guys, this has been 2 years now since I've been knowing Dani. Actually, it was 2 years last month, and I don't know if you know that.
No.
A year and a half. It's been a year and a half. Yeah, but one of the smartest ones I've ever met in my life. Dani is one of the most giving people. You talk about people putting their money where their mouth is. Shit. Sometimes Dani put her spirit because that's all she had to give, and I know that for a fact. And anybody that follows Dani knows that. So, you sis are a treasure. I say we tear down Mount Rushmore and start with your face up there.
No.
I think we can start with you first.
No, I say we tear down Mount Rushmore and we give it back to the Lakotas.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So can you expound on the 6 fathers? Because I think people need to understand that the 6 fathers was not related to any person.
Yeah, 6 grandfathers. So I learned you guys, in December of 2015 is when I went to Standing Rock with my oldest daughter. She had come to visit me at the time, and and her friend Chase was already at Standing Rock, right? And so Chase had been there volunteering for a while. This was like the 1st of December, and I was just like, let's go. So we did. We drove cross country, and we stopped up. Okay, Raja, we stopped in Denver, went to a Goodwill there because we figured we could get cheap like winter clothing because it's Denver in December and it's Goodwill, right? So we stopped there. Listen, I really looked out. I got some North Face winter boots for $5 at that Goodwill. Anyway, and then we drove on up to Standing Rock. And I've told this story before, but I will tell it again. I already had an appreciation and an awareness of Indigenous Americans and their plight and whatever. And where I'm from, I didn't personally know anyone, right, who was Native. Didn't know. And at that time, Chase was at the Oteti Sakowin camp. And so when we got there in the evening. Yes, baby. I see it. It's cute. Huh? You want me to show people? Is that what you want? That's what I thought. Bella has created her little Thanksgiving balloon with arms and the whole 9.
That is so cute. That is so cute.
Yeah, so cute. She's my little artist. So we pull up there and you drive up the road, this gravel road, which, by the way, we had to stop about an hour outside, and we had to go into like a Walmart and get like a track phone, because AT&T, Verizon, none of that shit works up there. You got to buy some US cellular something, right? We had to stop and get a local phone and put some minutes on it. And then we went on. And so we drove up what they called Flag Road, right? And so when you're driving up Flag Road, all of the flags from all the tribes just line the roads, right? Not so loud, sissy. And so when we pulled up to the gates, they had their own like security, their whatever. And when I pulled up and I rolled down the window, because again, we didn't have a ton, but we literally emptied out my cabinets. Everything, every canned good that I had in my house, like all the stuff, we just took whatever we had to help support, and we took ourselves to volunteer and to help. So anyway, so we show up, and we pull up, and I roll down my window, and this beautiful Native American woman greets me, and she asks me, are you returning, or is this your first time? And I said to her, this is our first time. And she looked me square in my eyes, and she said, welcome home, sister. And that was like the first, I don't know how to explain the feeling. But that was my first introduction to Indigenous culture and way of being and way of life, right? And she told us the next day we were going to go to orientation, because before you can go volunteer anywhere, you go to orientation. Now, on camp, there was like a donations tent, there was a medic tent, there was a pet tent for people who came and their animals got lost, and there's all these different things. But before you could go anywhere and volunteer, you went through orientation. And every morning you would hear the call in the morning for them to go do water ceremony. One of the reasons they were so opposed to the Dakota Access Pipeline is because it was right by the river, right? I mean, and they do everything at the river. It's where you have water ceremony. It's where the kids play. It's where you wash clothes. It's where all the things, right? And it's never about if, alaikum salam, Abu Malik. It's never about if a pipeline is going to leak. It's always when, because they always leak. They all do. So keep in mind, this is my first time. And right, water is life. And so we get there, and so I didn't have a skirt, right? And all the women on the reservation, they wore skirts. So I took a blanket and wrapped it around me, and that was my skirt for the whole time that I was there, to be respectful of culture and all the things. And yes, baby. And volunteering. So we had a woman that had slipped on the ice and split her head open. So I'm volunteering in the medic tent. There is a third year. Yeah. Give me just a second.
Okay.
There's a third year medical student. This was at Standing Rock. And so I'm in the tent. There's a third year medical student from somewhere in Michigan, and I'm like standing beside him, kind of like together so he can clean it, staple it shut, all the things. And probably for me, one of the most things that really stick out for me was when Richard, who is one of the elders, comes in. They make him come in off the front lines, and he has frostbite on his toes, on his feet. And so I literally had the privilege and the honor of treating his frostbitten feet. And I listened to them talk about him being at all of these different protests and all of these different movements, and of him protesting in DC in 1973, and all of these different things. And they were like, you need to just let the younger people. And he was like, no, love you too, the boss. So anyway, I was there the entire time. And when I left, there was one thing that I was given. So one of the blessings that came out of me moving was I found the box that I was talking about before. So this came from when I was at Standing Rock. And I keep it in a box. But that's where it came from. I listened to one of the elders stand in front of everyone because it was the Veterans Day weekend that I went. There were a lot of veterans that were there that weekend. There was a veterans tent. I have pictures of it. And there was one of the elders. He'd been sick, and he stood up and he said, we were around the sacred fire, and everybody was just around, and he was talking, and he said, I look out amongst the people, and he said, I see black people, brown people, red people, yellow people, white people. And he said, if you had told me that I would see this in my lifetime, and it be peaceful, right? I wouldn't have imagined it, because typically when outsiders come to our land, it doesn't turn out good for us. I'm kind of paraphrasing, right? But that was his deal was, listen, historically speaking, when we bring outsiders to our land, it doesn't turn out well for us. And he said, but we put out the call for help, and you all came. I don't know if you all remember there was a big snowstorm that came moving in around it was like the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere around in there in December. That is where we ended up. That's when we ended up having to leave, because they were like, if you don't get out now, you're probably not going to be able to get out. But it was something. So they had 2 or 3 kitchens on at camp. All of the kitchens, they fed everyone for free. If you were there and you were volunteering, they fed everyone for free. And the elders ate first, then the women and children, then the veterans, then the men. That's the order in which people were allowed to eat. It was the elders, the women and children, the veterans, and then the men. When we went to orientation, they told us 4 things, and I'm going to try to get them in the right order. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can. So when we were there, they taught us these 4 things, and hold on, I want to see it. I want to see if I can find. I had no idea that somebody even shared this yesterday. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I am looking for what I really want. So I need to look at. Let me look for it this way. Sorry, I have so much stuff. Yeah, you too, blessed. So, oh yeah, this is me talking about Keystone. People were mad at me. Oh, this is worth sharing. Let me share this with you all really quickly. So this is a post of mine from back in 2021 where I'm talking about Keystone. There's a time elapse video that I posted on my page at the time, and it shows pipeline leaks since 1986, and only the ones that are considered significant by the Federal Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration. Significant incidents are incidents in which someone was hospitalized or unalived, or where the damages amount to $50,000 or more, or where more than 5 barrels of highly volatile substances or 50 barrels or of other liquid were released, or where that liquid either exploded or were burned. So this is back in 2021. So according to the data, since 1986, there have been 8,000 incidents, nearly 300 per year on average, resulting in more than 500 unalivings. Are you old new dad? Amazing. And more than 2,300 injuries, with nearly $7 billion in damage. Since 1986, pipeline accidents have spilled an average of 76,000 barrels per year, or more than 3 million gallons. That's an equivalent of 200 barrels every day. And so I actually put the link up there for people to be able to see the video, of course, because that's crazy shit I do. But anyway, I'm going to try to see if I can locate really, really quickly. I probably won't be able to do so, but that's okay. That's okay. So when we went to orientation, they said 4 things. They said, number 1, be indigenous centered. Now, let me just tell you all, these lessons are amazing. They were great for there, and they apply everywhere. So here's what they meant by be indigenous centered. They said, when you are on their land, when you are there for, and you're at Standing Rock, remember that when you leave, the repercussions of whatever you do there is going to be for them. The same thing applies if you're going into other cities, because ICE is there. However you behave in that city, that's going to, the people who live there are going to be the people who have to deal with the repercussions. Be indigenous centered also means, alaikum salam. Being indigenous centered also means thinking twice before you go to touch a braid or ask an elder for wisdom without offering tobacco, right? Out of respect. Being indigenous centered is the same thing as wherever you're at. So if I'm in a space where I am not the minority, I am not the native, and I need to remember them first. It's about being them centered, right? So when I'm in LGBTQIA spaces, I need to be them centered. When I'm in disabled spaces, I need to be them centered. When I'm in children's spaces, I need to be children centered, child centered. If we simply practiced that one thing that they taught us, be the other person's centered, we would commit so much less offense, right? And we would be so much more compassionate and so much more understanding with each other. So it was be indigenous centered, right? That was the first thing that they taught us. The second one is my favorite. Holy geez. The second is my favorite. And so this is what they said to us. They said, if you're going to be here, don't just be here. Don't just like come to Standing Rock, take a selfie, post it, hashtag Standing Rock, hashtag, DAPL, right? Don't just, but if you're going to be here, this is what they said to us, take up space. Don't just take up space, but take up space. And then they talked about not just applying that to being at Standing Rock, but your entire life. If you are going to be here on this earth, be here, like really be here, like take up space, be big, be bold, be proud, take up space. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Take up space. Be part of it, right? The third thing they said was we are creating a new generation. This generation of Black, brown, red, yellow, white people all together on the reservation at the same time. It's a new generation where, in previous generations, in the very beginning, it was, the white man was the automatic enemy. And the thing is, this is a new generation where our young people have actually learned empathy, right? And so because of that, we have a new generation that has a better understanding of the mistakes that were made and the wrongs that were done in history before us, right? And so that was the third part. They said, we're creating a new generation. And then the last one was take it home. So what they said to us is when you leave Standing Rock, when you go home to wherever you are from, find out whose land you're on. Find out about those native tribes. Find out about those people. Find out what language they spoke. And so every year, I share multiple times a year, I share a link. And it's where you can actually type in your address and it will show you the tribes from the land where you're on, right? And it is, I'll tell you the website link. It's it's native-land.ca. It's native-land.ca. And you can put in your address. Thank you, DJ. And you can put in your address and it will tell you the names of the tribes of whose land you're on. And what's really cool is you can actually even, like once you get there, it shows you a link and a contact for those tribes so that you can actually contact them. You can get information from them. You can ask different things. Hold on a second. I'm going to put one in here real quick. There. All right. So, let me see. I'm going to put in where I'm from because I'm from Bristol, Tennessee, right? Whoops. Sorry, guys. Oh, my word. There we go. So when I put in Bristol, of course, it brings up the Cherokee East, but it also brings up another tribe. And you can actually, there's a, Mila, don't fake cry. Tell me what it is. Okay, well, just wait and you guys can take turns, but you don't have to fake cry over it. Okay. Thanks, babe. Yeah, you can have a snack. But so you can actually, underneath it, it'll say contact local nations to verify, and it's linked to the local nations where you can actually contact them. And so they said, go home, and they said, take it home with you, right? They said, take it home, find out whose land you're on, share it with the people around you. let them know about six grandfathers, right? That Mount Rushmore was actually a sacred place called Six Grandfathers before the United States of America took it and put the white faces of presidents on it, right? We drove down through the Black Hills Forest, and it was so beautiful. When I tell you, it was in the middle of December. It was just absolutely gorgeous. I just had so much respect for the Lakotas. And then when we left there, we went to the Crazy Horse Memorial. And you can actually like take a little van and they'll drive you up to the top of it. It's ridiculously huge. To give you an idea, we did the whole tour of the facility. We watched the movie and all the things and all of that. What is the website? It's native-land.ca. And then when we left Crazy Horse, we were like, okay, well, it's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes out of the way if we just want to swing by and see Mount Rushmore. So we did. Y'all, Mount Rushmore was so unimpressive after seeing the Crazy Horse Memorial. We didn't even like go in. We just saw it from the highway and was like, okay. We didn't even bother. Yeah.
Really? I heard that before too, that Mount Rushmore, like it's like all that hubbub.
Yeah, and especially after seeing, right, cool story, bro. After seeing the Crazy Horse, you're just like,
I don't know if everybody saw it in the comments, but I couldn't stop giggling. DJ, when you were asking what the real name of Mount Rushmore was, DJ said White T Man's ego.
I know, I did. I saw it.
I couldn't stop laughing.
100%.
This is awesome though, listening to you. And then Mila cracked me up. He was like, Mila, stop fake crying. And she shut right up. Can I have a snack?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she took me out.
That girl. Yeah, because you see how I was like, girl.
It was just so funny. It was like a switch.
Yeah, because she knows. I'd be like, girl, that's a fake cry. She knows though. The other thing that I like about this, guys, is when you use this map, you can actually search territories, you can search languages, you can search treaties. So the United States of America has violated our treaties with Indigenous Americans over 300 times. Over 300 times we have broken our word. I just want you to sit with that for a moment, right? It's absolutely wild. And that's before you guys who were with me back in May, we did the whole missing and unalived Indigenous women series where we talked a lot about the statistics and a lot about the information around what happens with Native American women. If you really want to dig in to all of those things, it's a lot. It is a lot. Native American women, right along with Black women, have some of the highest rates of maternal mortality. It's absolutely wild. And so I think it's really important for people to find the information, right? And then dig even deeper and share with people. So one of the reasons I don't talk, one of the reasons, Jean, like I don't talk about things like the Trail of Tears, because people, they learn that part in their history books, right? People have heard about that. Very rarely do people know about the six grandfathers. Very rarely do people know about those pieces, right? Reservation Dogs is a great show that is worth watching. 100% Living with the Louds. 100%. And so yes, a lot of cuts in this administration when it comes to Native clinics. Matter of fact, during Trump's first administration, he actually tried to remove the protection status specifically for the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe. Specifically, this tribe in the Cape Cod area, under the first administration, Trump attempted to remove the protection statuses on their land. Sure did. Yeah. The address for, yep. There's so many just things right now that I can't. Yeah, well, rural healthcare is native healthcare is rural healthcare, y'all. Yeah, DJ, that's the address. So, and you'll notice, so now what I would like for you to do is pay attention. So if you live like where I'm from, how many of you guys have been around Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, Northeast Tennessee, Northwest North Carolina, and you hear the words like Catawba, right? You got Catawba Street, Catawba County, Cherokee County, all of those different things. That's an indicator of whose land you're on. That's an indicator of whose land you're on. And it's important to recognize those types of things. Let me just give you guys really quickly some organizations that some websites where I've gone. So there's a website called AImovement.org. It's actually AIM, which is the American Indian Movement. And so like when I wanted to find out information about how they viewed sports mascots and different things like that, right? I went here. So like there's a National Coalition on Racism in Sports and Media. I don't know if you all knew that or not. There is the American Indian Movement on Ward, Churchill, and Wannabes. There's an American Indian Interpretive Center. Yeah, you should do some reading on Leonard Peltier. Anyway, this site is a site where I went when I really wanted to see, okay, well, what's their position? And what's, where does it come from? And what's the history? Because it's just like everyone else, y'all. You will find that there will be natives that have differing opinions about things. Of course there is, right? My view on that is it's not my business to tell any of them how to feel, because I don't have the position or the right to say anything, right? But they do have differences of opinion. And so for me, my goal is to not be disrespectful of any of those views, right? And so that's the place where I fall. I shared the best Indigenous speaker is John Trudell. I would love. Did somebody else mention that name to me? Hold on. No, somebody else. Yeah. So Rebecca Littlebird, I would love to do a totally Indigenous centered live and have someone like John and other people come in and talk. But he has passed. Gotcha. Just learned he was on Peoria land. He's been around for a while. Gotcha. So when I went, I'll tell you all something else. When I went to Standing Rock, and Lila June is a young poet creator that I got to know via poetry, but then she's also Native and whatever. And I've shared this before, but I'll share this again, right? Yeah, he was around in the movement in the 70s. I remember the name. But she was saying when the whole world was paying attention, to George Floyd, right? Lila June had put up this post about how for 30 seconds she was jealous that the whole world was seeing the plight of Black Americans in this country. And for so long, they felt like Native Americans had not been seen, right? And I commented because she said, I very quickly realized that, when they see one of our plights, they see all of us, and it's good. And I commented to her and I said, I just wanted to share with you that I had the same moment. I stood at Standing Rock on Native American land. I was jealous for a moment because they have a place that does belong to them, even if it's a fraction of what it used to be, a fraction of what it should be. They have something that belongs to them, where they have their elders, where they have a culture that's been passed down from generation to generation that is 100% their own. And the culture that Black Americans have is a culture birthed out of enslavement, right? And it's just not the same. We don't have land that is ours, where we can put our feet on the earth and know, you know what I mean? And I told her, I said, I had that same 30-second jealousy of you all until I remembered that, your plight is just as, you know what I mean? Like there's no, Nene. And she commented back about how, just right. And, it was really something for both of us to share that momentary jealousy of the other for completely different reasons, but I absolutely felt that way because we don't. If Native Americans want to all get together on their land with their ancestors, with their right, and both valid. Exactly, Cam. Exactly. But it was something else to see. It was something else to see and to experience that short time, less than a week with Indigenous Americans taught me so much. So much. And I feel like I've learned similar lessons and I've met similar people in the Palestinian people that I have met. The same type of grace, the same type of kindness, the same type of, forgiveness and compassion, the same type of that from both of those groups of people. Yeah, for me. Yeah. So here's what I would like to do. I'm down to the last 50 minutes of me being here. I have a hard stop at 1 p.m. I have a hard stop. Okay. And this is the part where I continue to talk and do whatever so that TikTok is still nice to me. And where I also open up the panel and I bring up our friends that live between the river and the sea. Okay. Jay Bird, I did not mean to grab you, sis. Sorry. I meant to grab Stacy. It changed. Stacy girl, I clicked you, but it gave me Jay Bird instead. Sorry. Yeah.
Hey y'all.
What up, Stace?
Happy day before Day of Gratitude.
Yep.
So I was doing some research this morning, and thank you for taking us through this. It's always so welcome, and so I look forward to it. Like, this is only our second holidays together, but I look forward to it. I'm like, Danny's going to cover the Indigenous people and the real meaning of Thanksgiving today, and it's so awesome. So I was looking up, doing my own research, and I read that while the original what's the Wampanoag?
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right? The Wampanoag tribe.
Yeah.
Definitely screwed over by the colonizers.
Yep.
But it wasn't until several years later that they had the first true Thanksgiving dinner that they called Thanksgiving after they slaughtered the what's the name? The
Narragansett.
Pequot.
Yes. Okay.
Pequot.
Yes.
And so after that is when they started, because they were celebrating, they were thankful that they had destroyed this tribe.
Yep.
This Pequot tribe. And then I saw another interesting take from an African American Black history scholar. I may have sent it to you, where he was talking about, because the signing of that by Abraham Lincoln to make it an official holiday was kind of happened around the same time as the civil rights movement was getting started, that Black people specifically grabbed onto the concept of Thanksgiving and we made it our own.
Yes, 100%. As we do a lot of things.
Right. So it's kind of like two stories. And he was like, don't fall for the narrative that robs us. And I was like, oh, why do we keep doing this as people of color?
Yeah.
It can be yes, yes, this horrible thing happened to the native people, and Black people do what Black people do. We made a piece of crap into something good for us, just like we did with the scraps of food that the slave owners gave us.
100%. 100%. Always. And this is the thing that I want people to, now let me just say this. When we talk about it from the scraps of food standpoint, let me say this to you all. I have said this before and I will say it again. And sometimes Black people get mad at me when I say it, but here that I'm saying this, I'm going to take y'all to church with all the love of Jesus.
With Jesus in my heart.
Just because we made it taste good and we made it our own back then doesn't mean we have to hold on to it today. There are many things from a health perspective that show up in our culture because of how we eat, because of what we eat.
Yes.
Right? And what I'm going to say is, listen, we are no longer those same enslaved individuals that could only make good of what they gave us, right? And so we need to honor the vessels that we are in right now, and not feed them the same things, right?
100%, I agree. And when I frame it, I immediately think collard greens, in which I put smoked turkey.
Girl, listen, I'm getting ready to fuck around here. I'm getting ready to do some cabbage tomorrow.
Yep. I got my collard greens, my 15 bean soup. I make it once a week. Getting so many good vitamins that I had my blood drawn, and they were like, your calcium's off the chart. Don't take that supplement no more. I need so many dark leafy greens. But my point, I totally get that, and we need to embrace it and evolve and honor the vessels that we are in today. But my point was being able to take somebody's mess and make it a blessing for us in the moment. And that's what we did with Thanksgiving. We're like, we are going to come together and we are going to be thankful for this opportunity in this new land. But we can do that and honor the loss and the solemnness of the Native Americans, as we should. One conversation. I don't think necessarily that the Native Americans have to include our narrative and theirs, but I think we absolutely need to include theirs.
100%. And I will say this too, along that same line, because I have struggled. I have struggled as we enter this season because of the incredible people that I love that live between the river and the sea, with balancing what I know is their reality and the privilege that I have here, right? And the responsibility that I have to my grandbabies and so forth. And so one of the things that I have said is that other than my mother, I'm only doing for the kids.
Right.
This year, I'm doing for my mother and my grandbabies. That's it. And then the other whatever I would have done for other people. Now I will say this: the one gift that I did do, I went to kuvrd.ca, that website. That is ethically made from displaced Palestinians in Jordan, and I got kafiyas for my oldest daughters, and that is my gift to them. Because I felt like if I was going to give people something that I bought, I wanted it to be, you know what I mean? So I did that. But then the other part is to take what I would have spent. Rachel, it is KUVRD. Yeah, KUVRD.ca. And not only do they have kafiyas, but they have kafiya bandanas. They have kids' t-shirts, those types of things. But the other funds that I would normally spend on, I did pick you up something yesterday, Stacey. It's because I saw it though, and I was like, "Oh, that is Stace all day." I did. Where is it? It's in a bag. It's in a bag. I got it over here to do something with. It wasn't a whole lot of money, but when I read it, I felt the fuck out laughing. I was like, "That is Stacey." I sure did. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out where the hell I put the bag.
You're not gonna show me now, are you?
Hell no, I'm not showing you. But anyway, but there's been this thing. So what I determined to do was to take those funds and send it in direct support of our friends, the ones that we have links for.
Yeah.
And then there's one particular family that Abu Saraj hit me up with, and I have a video of that. They don't have a tent. And, we just worked really hard last week to raise funds for Raja to get a tent. This family has children, younger children, and they still don't even have that or blankets. And so my goal is to help them get those things. So for me, that's my way of finding balance. I can't tell you, or when I say you, I mean anyone. I can't tell you how to balance, right? But for me, that's what balance looked like for me. Yep, they do. They have pink and rainbow colored kafiyas, Rachel. I love the olive one. I love the olive colored kafia, Rachel. But it looked like doing for my grandbabies, and then my mom, and then the other adults in the room, helping our friends that live between the river and the sea. That's the one you got, Amy. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And then for tomorrow, because I did struggle as I was making my grocery list yesterday. Salam, the brothers. As I was making my grocery list yesterday and the menus for tomorrow.
Dani, how's it going?
Alhamdulillah. I thought about our friends.
I know. Me too.
I thought about our friends. And I have to make myself remember my circles a lot. Circle 1 and circle 2. Am I doing everything I can possibly do as a person? Am I influencing as much as I possibly can influence? Right? And am I trusting the rest? You know what I mean? And so tomorrow I am specifically going to take a moment to think about our friends.
Yeah.
Because I am grateful. I am grateful for their just knowing them. I am grateful for their grace and their perseverance. I am grateful for their continued existence. I want so much for them to always exist and to thrive and to grow and to be free. You know what I mean? Like when I think about one of the things that I am most grateful for right now in this moment, it is them. It is my friends that live in Gaza and in the West Bank and the people that I've met and their friendships. It is.
Their grace.
Yeah, their grace.
Their grace.
Yes, so much. I think often of Malik, Abu Malik, who you see right here with his pretty little girl. And I think of him and his children. And I think about his son that I know has a significant case of malnutrition. And when I'm irritated because Mila's asking me for a damn snack, I shift it to gratitude. I shift it to gratitude because I am grateful that she is here to want a snack and that I have a snack that I can give her. And so what I hope is that, what I believe is that gratitude that I have that is generated because of Abu Malik, right? And my friends, the blessing from that gratitude goes to them. You know what I mean? You know how when you give gratitude, you get more? What I'm hopeful for is the gratitude that they have brought all of us and made all of us recognize in our lives. My prayer and belief is that all of the blessings from all that gratitude go to them.
I get that. And I want to offer to you that it is okay for some of that blessing to fall fresh on you because it feeds your soul in order to keep doing what you're doing. It feeds your soul. It pours into you the ability to keep going and keep blessing our friends and your family and those here in the United States.
Yeah. And we do have a lot. There are people that I know, even within our community that are struggling. Like I
dropping
do.
off some stuff to my local food pantry today.
Yeah. You know,
Dani Maram Gaza wife Shahid, she have 4 children. Maram Gaza in comment.
Okay, I got you on Semi. I got you. So for the folks that are helping me manage the platform, I know for sure that I haven't had Amal talks up in a long time.
You can drop me
and I don't know. Well, damn, did she just go?
I think she's having trouble with her
internet. I think so too.
She was up in a lot of background.
Yep. But there was also someone else that I brought up, and I don't know where she went. Yeah, I don't know what happened and where you went. But what I was saying is that oh, you did know, Negel? I got you. Everything is happening really quickly. Y'all know I always say, like, I think once we get Sammy and and maybe the brothers. I'll bring Amal back up for a minute. I know that she hasn't been up for a while, a long time on my panel anyway, a long time.
All right, sis, go ahead and drop me.
I know. Yeah, dad jokes, and I just don't want that to be the case for Abu Malik right now. I just, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. Love you, Stacy.
Love you too.
Appreciate you, sis.
All right,
Yeah, so between the conversation today and the damn lemongrass I got flowing in this house, my sinuses are getting wide open. Well, see, yeah, Sandy or Cam, if y'all want to try to bring up Amal, because I just tried again and it dropped. Yeah, sometimes TikTok don't be letting me do shit. There you go. She's back. Alaikum salam, sis. I got you. And so we'll rotate Sammy and Maram once they get to 2K. Appreciate you, Sammy, and dad jokes. Listen, do y'all remember another time that we were talking? And thanks, EGJ, you too. Alaikum salam. And we were talking, and I was talking about the time that I was outside with the folks that were unhoused, and I spent the weekend out there with them. And do y'all remember the story about the college kids that came from the restaurant, and then they gave us their leftover Chinese food, and then the one girl came up, and she she gave me the scarf, the homemade scarf that she had around her. And remember, I got up that day and I went to look and I was trying to find it. Do y'all remember what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Anyway, I couldn't find it. I found it today. This is it. Oops. Hold on. Let me take this down. So this is it. And see the little homemade button on it? This is it. And yeah, she gave it to me that night.
I love that color.
Yeah.
I don't know. A couple of years ago, I fell in love with that color, and like orange color, like those. And then, I don't know. They stuck with me.
She gave me this on the corner of Trade and Tryon, the weekend of February 27th, 2017. And then this one was gifted to me by a doctor. I cannot remember her name right now. Afton Bain brought her to see me when I was outside of Holston Valley Medical Center doing the healthcare protest. And she's a doctor that writes and speaks, trying to get Medicare for all for the people in the country. And so she came to meet me down there and gifted me this. And she gave it to me down there back then. And I found them when I moved. They were in my boxes. Yeah, I keep, and so these were all in the same box where the thing from Standing Rock is. So I keep all of these things that are from all of these really significant moments in life.
Beautiful one.
Yeah. So, and then of course,
says, long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. And then of course, I always have my kafia. Yep.
Yeah, the Coffee Potluck series. I want to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from girl to girl, how are you fixing this hair bang without moving?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, it's tied in the back.
Normally.
It's tied in the back. It is literally tied in the back and like a little knot with the extra just tucked in. It's like a little knot in the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, in the back. Have you ever seen me when I wear my head wrap?
Seriously, you're trying this so well. I'm gonna try this tie. Once I get one,
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No.
But everything suits you, my sister. Wallah, I miss you.
Let me see if I can show
Been
you.
struggling with my internet and with my accounts. I don't know why.
Yeah,
They
I'll
keep
show you.
restricting me, and I've been trying joining your live, but then I don't have internet.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
show
a.
me.
You do head, but okay, hold on. Let me show you. Ouch. Girls, teaching will be finished soon, okay?
While Danny's away, real quick, guys. Me and I believe Stacy, if she's free tonight, will be live around 7:30, and we are going to discuss some of the different Native tribes and what happened, like what actually happened, right when Columbus came over, and the pattern that the colonizers had of just lying, doing crazy crap, and then lying.
Yeah. So you mean when he never got here?
Yeah, when he never actually got here, and he never actually got to India, and then he went back and he told Spain that there was just slaves and gold aplenty
Yes.
that he had, so he could get extra money and extra ships and all the things. That is gorgeous.
Yeah. So.
That is just beautiful.
That is very beautiful.
Yeah, I would not know how to do that. I would look like a mummy.
Yeah,
It would just be all wrapped around my face.
How to do it?
Are you a mom? Yeah, I would not be able to do that. I'm just amazed when I watch people do these things.
Indians.
Yeah. So.
Indian ones. What's this like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there we go. See, all done up.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a whole slew of them. I couldn't find them at first when I moved. I went through a period where I used to wear them all the time, and I was looking for them. Yeah, I was looking for them the other day. It's funny because I'll go through periods where I really the way that I can explain. I've had somebody ask me, like, why are you always covering your hair? And I was like, it's not, I'm not covering my hair, I'm covering my crown. So sometimes when the only way that I can explain it is when the noise of the world just gets so loud, and I just need to be centered, and I just need to be grounded, I have to just cover my crown, and you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the best way I can explain it.
That makes so much sense. I'm going to do that. I'm
Yeah.
going to try that next time. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's an internal piece, the brothers. It really is. And how did I learn to put them on? Girl, I don't know, trial and error. Because I put it this way, but I also do other ways too. I am not, what I've learned is like, you see some people that like the big bun in the front. I'm not that girl. Some people are, I'm not. It's just about, what works for you. You make more of the knot on top. See, Cam, that's what I'm saying. I'm not the knot girl for whatever reason. Yeah, but it's okay. I do want to, so what I'm going to do really quickly is, cause golly, Jesus, the requests are crazy. So yesterday I do know that, that the magic beans were low, and that's because it is the holidays here and people are struggling, and all the things. I get that. But we're going to do the best that we can. And what I'm going to try to focus on is people that I know I haven't seen in a minute, and rotate some folks out. Okay. Thanks, Sin. I appreciate that.
Danny, I am working on an idea on how to help our friends
Mm-hmm.
In Palestine and help our people here who I know are probably stretched, getting
Yeah.
very stretched.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a while.
Yep.
And also kind of help everybody with platforms and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find a workaround. I don't want TikTok to hear me.
Yeah.
to like, TikTok, because then I found out last week you could have knocked me over with a feather how much is taken from them.
Oh.
Like, we give $20, right, to
Yeah.
get them to 2K. They walk away with $4.81,
Mhm.
and I know that the conversion rate, they end up with a little bit more, but it's insane.
Yeah,
It's really
it is. So this is, and that's why I share with people that the best way to support us is through the links that are in my link tree. That's the best way to do it. I also, this is my thought process. So one of the things that I want to do, Lisa, is, so in my, not everyone has links. I know. That's why Abin Malik is sitting here, because he does not have a link. And so when I just have to go with my gut and do what I can. One of the things that I am going to do is start leveraging my Substack community and my email list. And what I think I want to do is maybe feature 2 people a week, and put some of their story in with a link. And if they don't have a link, still put their story in, and maybe like with my app or whatever, and then send them a screenshot of me forwarding that on. You know what I mean? And so that way people can be very, very specific about what they're doing. I know that tends to help whenever I can say this. So like, for example, the family that Abu Saraj talked to me about, they literally have nothing. They need a tent. They need blankets. They need mattresses. They need food, because they don't have any of that at the moment. And so my thought process is it's $1,000, right? $1,000 would do for sure. $1,000 would cover a tent and 5-6 blankets and whatever. And that's my goal. And so what I want to do, okay, Blue Honey Pot, will do. Appreciate you. And so what I'm going to do is, Brandy, I have the link for them. I just messaged with Abu Saraj before I went live today. And so, I told him I would do my best for us to try to hit that goal for them. And so at a minimum, I was like, if I can find 10 people that have $100, if I can get 10 people that have $100, then this family can at least have a tent and some blankets before as soon as possible. You know what I mean? No worries, Cheryl. So, or 20 that has 50. Absolutely. But he messaged me today. I will, who's asking me that? Yes, Jen. I also don't want you overdoing. All right, Colleen, I got you. So what I'll do first is I will put that in the sub discourse. Okay. And, oh, I love that, Cheryl. Listen, I didn't think anything different. Girl, I did not think anything different. Mama CF, I will put them in there today. I will put them, hold on, let me just do it. It's easier if I do things right now. Y'all, I've been meaning to do shit. Let me just tell y'all something. I sent tracking numbers a week ago, and then I gave my daughter a ride to work and the kids to school, and forgot that when I gave her a ride to work, she put 2 packages in my trunk that I had on my front seat. Y'all, I drove around with people's shit in my trunk that had the postage on it for a solid week before I opened my trunk, and I was like, holy fuck, these did not get mailed. Charge it to my head, never to my heart. Never to my heart. So I made sure those got mailed out yesterday. Yes, Tech Lady, yes. But I was like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, Nene, they were riding around in my trunk, but they're out. They got mail. and the people already had tracking numbers. Yes, baby. Tomorrow.
Danny, what do you got going on? Why do you got a hard stop at 1? You going? Do you taking the kids somewhere, or are you cooking? What do you?
What do you need me to do?
I was going to ask if you had 5 minutes for a call after your live before you got to go do what you got to do.
Technically, no, because it's VA therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can call you afterwards.
Yeah, that would be fine. That would be great. Thank you.
Yes. Let me grab this real quick. And okay, Amal, I got you. Let me grab. I'm grabbing this from Abu Siraj right now. Give me a second. Open. Got it. Also, Lisa, I need to update Calamentina's link. Calamentina's link that is in the link tree is the CHUFFED one, and there's a new one that we need to do.
All right.
All right. So listen, y'all, I'm putting the family that I just talked about. Girl, hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. Did you finish your water first? No. Yeah, girl, water first. Water first. Please. And thank you. All right. So when you go in my link tree, folks, the very first link is the family that I just talked about. Okay. All right. I'm going to rotate out a couple more people for the last 15 minutes. Okay. The folks over here that I know hit 2K. So give me a sec. Yes, ma'am.
I want to get water in here.
You want to get water in where? Girl, for what? For what? For what?
For play.
For play?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. So listen, in order for you to have play with water, we have to put down a towel first.
Okay.
Yeah, because, girl. Because, because, girl. Cam, alaikum salam. Cam, I tried Mohammed OS and it wouldn't behave for me. Do you see him? Holy shit. Wow, Blue Honey Pot. Yeah. Wow. That was amazing. That was amazing. I got you, and I will distribute appropriately. Wow, wow, wow. Sometimes my folks just blow me away. Alaikum salam. Blue Honey Pot sent me something for people. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Keep halik. Yeah. Okay.
Alhamdulillah, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. So, folks, listen, if you're...
Don't cry, Diana, please.
I know, it's okay. It's okay.
We love you, wallah.
I love you.
We love you.
I love you, wallah. Oh, jeez.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sister Dani.
Yeah, you're welcome. Shukran. I got you, Brandy.
You are an example of a woman.
No, this is just the bare. This is the bare minimum. I love our community too, Witch. I love our community too. Yeah, I love our community too.
Thank you for everything. Shukran.
Yeah, shukran. Okay, so listen, you guys, I have like 15 minutes left, and this is just going to be me wrapping up things and taking care of folks that are in Gaza. I do appreciate you guys for watching and tuning in. If you are somebody that watches me on Substack, YouTube, Facebook, and you have a desire to help out our friends that are in Gaza, those direct links of support are in my link tree. They are always there, and everything helps. Right now, the rain and the flooding is really bad for them. So anything is helpful. Okay. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day of gratitude, and I will see you all later. Peace. All right.
I fixed commenting.
Okay. Appreciate you. Thank you. I know. I just saw. Well, wait a minute. Jamie is not the same as Blue Honey Pot, right? I might have missed another notification. Hello, Raja. I will check. You did, Jamie? Okay. I will get it. If we can do, did Mohammed OS come back, y'all? Can anybody tell me? Nope. Okay. So really quickly, I'm gonna, hi, Habibti.
Hello, Dani.
Hello, Habibti. Beautiful.
Hello, Habibti.
Mwah. Beautiful.
Thank you for everything you do for us.
Every time I look at them, y'all, I see Mila and Bella and Dominic. I just see my grandbabies in them every time I see them. Look at that sleeping baby. Precious. Look at that. Wow, Lynn. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are just so good and so kind.
So good and so kind.
Hala, Dani.
Hella, Raja.
Missed you, Dani. Missed you.
Missed you, friend. Oh, Michael is sending me something for you. Oh, I'll message him.
Salam, Dani.
Salam, Raja. Yeah. Oh, look at. So this is Wasaf's brand new baby too. Look how beautiful. Look at that. So beautiful. MashaAllah.
She beautiful like you, Dani.
No, she's beautiful.
She now all the 10.
She's 10 days.
But she now sick.
She's sick.
As a problem in pain. I want to see what happened for she. Okay.
Okay. Do you know why she's sick?
If you have, yes, if you have any doctor here in the life, you can help me about what happened for she.
Oh wow.
So the picture, but I think this virus.
Yeah.
She
You need to send me
she
pictures.
been and don't she don't sleep about the crying every time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I need to see. I wonder. Here we go. So Wasef, message me so I can give you my WhatsApp, and I want you to send me pictures. I have a pediatrician friend that I want to look at the pictures. I have a doctor, pediatrician.
Okay, follow me.
Okay.
Okay, follow me.
Yeah, I did already.
Okay, sister, follow me.
Okay.
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 Yes, please help me about this. Yes.
Yes.
I want to know what happened for my daughter.
Yes. Yes, I got it.
على رجا.
Russia.
Go safe.
So what I want to do, guys, because I have a few minutes left, I want to, if we could do Abu Malik at 5K, that would be amazing. Aziz. If we can get Abu Malik to 5K, that would be amazing. Oh, Lalinka. Okay. Let me update you. So we have a family that doesn't have a tent, doesn't have blankets, doesn't have anything. Abu Saraj sent me video of them, and so we set a goal for them to try to get to 1K, to try to get them a tent and get the things. It's the very top link in my link tree, Cheryl. It's the very top link in my link tree. And then the box directly below me is Abu Malik, who has several children. We know that he has one child that has significant malnutrition. We know that the box under Carla, Wasef has a 10-day-old baby, and she has developed some sort of really significant rash that looks very painful. So I'm going to give him my WhatsApp so he can send me pictures. I have a pediatrician friend of mine that I want to send the pictures to see if she can tell him kind of what it might be so that we can see what she needs to get better. I don't know, Sin. Some of them, yes, some no. And I don't ever ask like in front of everybody because I just don't want to do that. Raja's had a hard time with lots of flooding and that sort of stuff. Yes, Cheryl, that's Sammy's family. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. So that's where we are. I think I have found images that look like what his daughter has, but I need to see them close up. That's what I need to see. So I know I have 4 minutes. Yeah, Wendy, they look all open. That it looks like a rash where they are all open is what they look like. The brothers, can you do me a favor? Just can you let everyone know that I have an appointment in 3 minutes that I have to go to? And no, it doesn't look like roseola. Dominic had roseola. That's not it. Yeah, and I will be back tomorrow.
إخواننا في غزة اللي في التعليقات واللي في الريكوستات، هي عندها موعد بعد 4 دقايق، وإن شاء الله حتكون موجودة بكرة، لكن حتسكر لايف بعد 4 دقايق إن شاء الله.
Thank you. Yeah. To all of my friends that are between the river and the sea, I love you, Walla. I love you, love you, love you, Walla. Yeah.
Dani, before I go, I hope we can figure some time to do a Dani can read on my live.
Yep.
I hope we can do that.
Yep, we can do that. Yep, we can do that. Remind me on tomorrow's Thursday. Remind me Saturday, the brothers. Tomorrow is a holiday, and Friday I have to take Bella to the lung specialist. Yeah. Yes, Cheryl. Yep, you can send it through me.
Saturday's perfect.
Okay.
It's good.
We will do it. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I gotta go.
Inshallah. Thanks.
Inshallah. Yep. Penny G. It's the very first link. It says Sammy. It says help Sammy. SAMI. See you later, Petal. Yep. Happy Gratitude Day.
Take care, then. Take care.
I will, Raja.
Take care.
I will. Love you guys. See you later.
All love, that. All love.
All love.
Bye, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yes. Okay. Give me 1 second and I will help you. Okay. I have to go to the bathroom. Okay.
Welcome to your VA Video Connect session. Your private and secure video session will begin. Welcome to the conference.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, despite the fact that I look like I'm not okay. I'm okay. I literally just got off a live, and it's just a lot right now with everything that's happening in everywhere, but even in Gaza. Yes, babe.
I'm trying to get a movie away.
Okay. And I forgot when we asked about this day, I forgot they were going to be out of school. So they are here. So we probably won't do like a full whatever, but like my followers are doing a great job of helping the people that come to me that we need help. It's just really hard sometimes. Mohammed OS doesn't mean harm, but sometimes he sends me images with no forewarning. And then I just open up WhatsApp, and there's dead kids in my face or pools of blood. And he's not meaning harm. He's just saying this is what they're still doing. Right. And then like today, why does it say I'm still